Thank you. Prime Minister, distinguished guest, at Ernst & Young we are very passionate about the arts. Our very long history of supporting the arts locally and globally is one of the ways that we try to inspire our own people and our clients and the communities we work in to achieve their potential. This year we're celebrating our 10th year as the international partner here at the National Gallery of Victoria. We are enormously proud of this partnership, and it's a partnership that stands alongside a 17-year history with a number of UK cultural landmarks, including the Tate, the Victoria and Albert Museum and the Royal Academy of Arts. It stands alongside our sponsorship of the Paris National Opera, the Louvre, Cirque du Soleil and the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. And it also stands alongside 20 years supporting the Auckland Art Gallery and the City Gallery in Wellington. So we are delighted to be here this evening as a sponsor also of the Global Foundations Australia program to recognise two outstanding Australians who have demonstrated great leadership in the international community through their contribution to the arts. So let me start with Tina Arena. Tina made her mark as a 7-year-old, performing live every weekend on Australia's longest running variety television show, Young Talent Time. She has built her career with a succession of outstanding albums, selling millions of copies worldwide, and there are most of those sitting in my own record collection back home. Tina has recorded hits in French and English, starred in musicals and on television. She's won accolades for her work around the world. Some of the notable highlights include a show-stopping performance at the opening of the Olympic Games in Sydney in 2000, and also being honoured with the Order of Merit by the government of France, a country that has now embraced her as one of their own. Jonathan Mills has been Festival Director and Chief Executive of the Edinburgh International Festival since 2006. Before this appointment, he made a significant contribution to the arts in Australia in his roles as the Vice-Chancellor's Professorial Fellow at the University of Melbourne, as the Director of the Alfred Deakin Lectures, Artistic Advisor to the Melbourne Recital Centre, and Artistic Director to the Melbourne International Arts Festival, the Melbourne Millennium Eve celebrations, and the Brisbane Biennial International Music Festival. Jonathan is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh and Chair of the British Council's Advisory Board, and he was appointed Officer of the Order of Australia in the Queen's Birthday Honours in 2011. These outstanding Australians have become global icons, and it is my absolute privilege to welcome them to join me on stage.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Annette, for that beautiful introduction, and Stephen, thank you very much. The Honourable Julia Gillard, Prime Minister of Australia, Major Michael Jeffrey, General, I beg your pardon, thanks Jonathan. I'm going to need a few corrections, it's the jet lag that's hitting in already. Right, Reverend Dr. Philip Freyer, I beg your pardon, Ambassador and representatives of the Diplomatic Corps and all board members of the Global Foundation. I applaud the Global Foundation for its ability to bring citizens of the world together from all walks of life, with many individuals and collective hopes and dreams for the future of Australia and the world beyond. Your ability to promote high-level thinking and cooperation is really second to none, as is your ability to find common ground among what can often be competing interests. It gives me great comfort to know that you, as a collective of members, have taken responsibility to be custodian of our long-term national interest and to do so with a global outlook. This evening's recognition is somewhat different to others for me. It's the recognition of a journey that today still continues, fortunately for me. This voyage started for me at the age of 7. From TV to theatre, to writing and recording music, also performing live on stage in different countries, has enabled me to harness my craft and harness it my way. Australia has taught me to be hardworking, humble values, and striving to do the very best in whatever it may be is largely due to where I come from. My job also allows me to build bridges between cultures which I find personally extraordinarily rewarding. I continue to learn many things and have a wonderful time doing so. I fully respect the privilege, but I also respect the responsibility of what I do and what I say, whether verbal or whether through musical storytelling. I'm extremely humbled by this recognition and would like to thank all of the board members of the Global Foundation for this acknowledgement. I also feel incredibly privileged to be in the company of Mr. Jonathan Mills, who's such an extraordinary contributor to the arts on the international stage. It's a great privilege to be here with all of you in this room this evening. I again thank you very, very much for this award and for this recognition. And as long as I continue to have a good time and to set a good example, I guess I'm doing my job. Thank you very, very much, and have a wonderful summit tomorrow.